Behind the Frenzy, sponsored by the My Auto Group.
Welcome in, everyone, to the Behind the Frenzy podcast. I'm Dean Holzwarth, along with my good friend Andy McDonald. We are back to bring you more high school football from the West Michigan area. Week 6, we are past the halfway point now.
Yeah, no, it's getting there. It's moving along, and these games are gonna start to mean more and more as we get more into conference play. And it's crazy we're already saying that, because I mean it still feels like it's summer outside, and it just seems like the time is flying so fast, and all these games are going so quickly, and it's moving right along. But that's how it seems to go every year with this stuff.
The high school football season literally flies by, like you said.
Football in general, man, it goes so fast.
It does. Like every week, weeks just happen, and here comes Friday, and then there's Saturday and Sunday, and then all of a sudden you look and it's the end of the season.
Yeah.
So and then playoffs start, right?
Yeah, I think it's because it's that sport where you're looking forward to something.
Yeah.
At the end of the week, no matter what, and it's just every day is lined up, and then those 3 days, boom, they're gone. So 100%. Yeah, no, it's definitely crazy.
Yeah, I was messaging. I celebrated a birthday when we won't say how old I turned on Sunday. I got a nice wish from Kent Wisnick. We call him the Wiz.
Yeah.
Wiz. And he was taking a break this year from doing Football Frenzy. Obviously, long time guy. He's like, hey, you guys have gotten beautiful weather so far this year. And I was like, yep, you are 100%
He's not wrong.
correct.
I mean, that second week was the only one that tested it a little bit.
It was.
Just being cold, but it's been great.
Yeah, it's been fun. All right, so Andy and I were both out at games last week, but we're going to kind of look back at the spotlight games from last week that we did have. A lot of really good games, exciting finishes, so we're going to recap those right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we started off with Rockford and Granville. That was kind of a game where we talked about how was Granville going to respond. Did Terry play in that game? I didn't get to see.
Terry's out for the rest of the season.
So I was guessing that's what happened, just based off of the score, because I don't think it would have went that way otherwise. Honestly, the fact that Rockford only scored 28 kind of shows how good Granville still could be against teams that aren't great. But it's definitely a huge blow for them, and it proved to be that. Not taking anything away from Rockford, great win. They're able to get the job done. They got a lot of momentum rolling right now.
Yeah, the defense from Rockford really showed up, and obviously not having one of the leading rushers in the state of Michigan is obviously tough for a Granville team. But it just looked like defensively Rockford just kind of shut them down, and it's the first time Granville's been shut out in a long time.
Yeah, for sure. And then we moved on to Cedar Springs and Lowell. That was the Pink Arrow game. There's a lot of hype around that one this year because both programs have kind of been moving in the right direction, and Cedar was able to go in there and get the win on the road. So very impressive, 35-28. It was a back and forth game all the way through, but the fact that they were able to get the win says a lot about where Cedar's at right now. It's a huge win for their program.
Yeah, 100%. They had that loss to Kennewick Hills the week before, right? So they really did a nice job of bouncing back and going into Lowell, and obviously a huge community event, and I know Lowell players get so hyped up for that every single year, and Cedar Springs was able to get that win.
Yeah, so, no doubt.
Moving forward, the River Cities Alliance is in their hands right now.
For sure. And then another weird one here for Catholic Central wraps it up. Oh my
gosh.
10-0 over Thornapple Kellogg. Now their defense deserves a lot of credit for the last couple of weeks. I think they only allowed 7 points, 2 games or something like that. But the fact that they're only scoring 10 on offense, I mean, it's another win. And then they have some opponents come up that they should take care of, so they're probably gonna have a great record again at the end of the year. But very interesting with them right now with what their offense, kind of different for Todd Colster.
Yeah, a little bit. And what I had heard, and I didn't get a chance to research this a little bit, but I heard their starting quarterback got hurt, went out. And so whoever covered that game said, I guess there was one of their running backs potentially was their quarterback.
Oh, that adds a lot more into it.
Maybe that has a little, reason why the offense kind of struggled. But yeah, then they got the interception on a failed pitch by TK, was looking to pitch to the outside, and he caught it in the air and ran it in from 20 yards out for the touchdown. And that was their only score of the game.
That's crazy.
It was a defensive score.
I mean, at that point, you're put so out of position when you lose your quarterback and you're put into that kind of situation. But that's pretty crazy that they had to go to that kind of style. But, yeah, we'll see what they're able to do. Hopefully the injury to their quarterback isn't too bad and he's able to get back out there because, they're rolling right now. They're undefeated, so we'll see what they can keep doing. But
yeah, and I think that's a team that's kind of under the radar, right? We don't talk a lot about Catholic Central, but they've won. Yeah. They're undefeated. And so,
every year, man, it's it's just one of those teams that's gonna be there. It's gonna be that, and then they'll play West at some point probably this year, and it'll be a huge game. That's usually what it comes down to. So.
Yeah. I'd be remiss, Andy, if we did not talk about Portage Central.
Yeah.
You know what happened there, right?
I don't think so. I don't.
They gave up a field goal. They gave up points.
Oh, that's right. The shutout streak.
The shutout streak.
What am I missing?
4 straight games with no points.
A field goal.
That's
almost like one of those moves where it's why did you?
I think they won. Apologies.
I don't blame a team
It
for
was
not wanting to
44
get
to
shut
3.
out.
I do know that.
Yeah.
So they
What was the final score?
like 44 to 3.
Okay, so yeah, that's the situation where like
I mean, they blew them out.
yeah, as a coach, you're probably just like, we got to end this for them, right? Like in their mind, like
I mean,
that's
I don't
crazy.
know the specifics of it, but
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, hey, but if you're down a lot, you probably need touchdowns, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's
Moral victory for Mattawan. Hey,
yeah,
we're
you
gonna
wouldn't think they
we
would
scored
try-
points on Portage Central.
Yeah, I seriously, that's it. Like they probably just wanted to get off the mat and then kind of end that streak for Portage Central. I would imagine. I mean, otherwise, why would you kick a field goal there? I mean, what do you?
I know. That's what I'm just trying to say.
It doesn't make any sense. Like it's so crazy. Yeah,
It doesn't.
It's nuts.
It doesn't. And we did not talk about this last week, but congrats to Mick Enders, the Portage Central football coach. He was named the Detroit Lions High School Coach of the Week
Nice. Well,
last week.
He's a great coach. I mean, he's been doing it out there for a long time, and every year they have a very consistent program, very similar teams. So
Yep.
good honor to see him get.
Yep, definitely. All right. Anything else we want to look back at? Northview. Did Northview suffer their first loss last week?
Yeah, they
not?
did. They did. Yeah, that's.
Who was it against?
I'm trying to remember right now, but that was definitely a big deal. I remember
East
that.
Grand Rapids.
Yes, that was it. Yep, for
East
sure.
Grand Rapids. Tough
So-
loss against Catholic, and they bounced back to beat Northview.
Yeah, no, East Grand Rapids has been in a lot of games this year too, where it's been close.
Yeah.
So good for them to be able to get that win.
100%. All right. Can we turn to spotlight games for this week?
Yep,
All
for
right,
sure.
perfect. Up to 22 games that we're going to be spotlighting this Friday on the Football Frenzy. Lots of our photographers are going to be all over the area to bring you highlights from, like I said, 22 games. I think the game that everybody was kind of looking at and looking forward to in the OK Red is going to happen. Hudsonville at Rockford. Hudsonville comes in 5-0. They really haven't been tested that much. They had the first game against Byron Center where they pulled out 27-21 victory. But ever since then, every game's been by double digits.
Sure.
They shut out Lowell 42-0 last week. But how tough is it going to be for this Hudsonville team to go in and win in Rockford?
Yeah, that's the thing. Rockford's been gaining all the momentum since that loss early in the season. They've been able to kind of pick it back up and get to where they are right now. But Hudsonville at the same time, maybe this is just the program they're running now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they went to the state title last year, got a lot of momentum in that way, and have been able to start 5-0 this year. So regardless of what their schedule is,
Yeah.
they've been winning their games by a good amount of points. So it's going to be a great game. I mean, these two schools have a rivalry with each other, whether it's brought up out loud or
Yeah.
not. It seems like those games are always packed and the student sections are always crazy. So yeah, it's definitely going to be. There was no doubt. I think before the season started, you probably circled that one and was like, "That's going to mean something when it gets to that point."
Yeah, 100%. And if you look at last year, Andy, Hudsonville beat Rockford last year to win the OK Red, and it was the first time they beat Rockford since 2016.
Wow.
So Rockford has kind of had their way with Hudsonville, but like you said, that program's kind of turned the page a little
There's
bit.
been a lot of things in recent memory in
Yeah.
high school football that has been different than the norm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you never know. Maybe Hudsonville adds another chapter to that. But
100%. And now Celine's been really good. So you look at that first loss for Rockford, and
Yeah.
you're like, hey, they lost to a really good Celine team.
yeah, no, absolutely. There's never a doubt in my mind that Brent Cummings was going to get that program working in the right direction. I mean,
Yeah.
they find a way to work it every year to be where they're in the mix and they're going to be going for something. So
Yep, 100%. All right, next spotlight game we have is Unity Christian, undefeated Unity Christian, state-ranked Unity Christian at Zeeland West. Had a chance to watch Zeeland West. I was kind of debating last week, like, Jack's like, hey, maybe, Zeeland West has had a lot of close games. Maybe you should just go to Holland first. So I went to the Holland Belding game
this is behind the
first.
scenes of the conversation
Yes.
that goes on here, how we decide.
Yeah, so he's like, you know what? Go to Holland first. Go to Hope
Yeah.
College, Holland, Belding. Belding kind of beat up on Holland a little bit. Actually, highest scoring game of the area last week, 60-20,
Wow. Okay.
by the way. I was like, all right. So I go there and get some Belding highlights. I drive to Zeeland West, and it's almost halftime. I'm pulling in, and they score another touchdown. I look up, and it's, what was it, 28-3 or something like that.
Holy
28-6, whatever it was. So Zeeland West was pretty handily beating Zeeland East.
Yeah.
And so that kind of backfired a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because then Zeeland West
sometimes.
only scored like one more touchdown the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's always the worst when that happens, for sure. Can't do anything about it though. That's we try to do our best to make it to every game. To
100%.
get the best plays. So just know if you see us sometimes in the sidelines, you never know what time of the game we got there at. So the coaches should really consider that when we need more highlights, even if they're up by a lot. If they run it up, they can just blame it on us because we just need more
100%.
highlights. That's what it is.
Yep,
Yeah.
they see us and like, God, we need to start doing something more. But what Uni Christian, absolute dominance so far. 232 points they've scored this year as a team. They've scored 50 or 50 points or more 3 times.
It's crazy. Haven't scored less than 35
Yeah.
this year. It's incredible, and they've beat every team by double digits. Their defense is doing it too. I mean, it's just like I'm so interested in this game. I think this is like the biggest one of the week by far. In
Both
my
sides of the
opinion.
ball.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
just-
think I'm going to go write a story about this game.
Absolutely. I love it. It's just
So,
two dominant programs. I'm actually going out to talk to some Zealand West coach this week.
Nice.
And go out to Unity's practice tomorrow. So we'll definitely have more of that on Wood TV 8 coming around. So yeah, it's an exciting matchup this week. But as the games, like we said, get later in the season, this is definitely one that matters a lot for both teams. That's for sure.
Craig Tibby, what a great job. You know, they were down a little bit 2 years ago, but then last year they go undefeated in the regular season. And then obviously lose that first game, unfortunately, to South Christian in districts. But then they come out now, they've won now 14 straight regular season games.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Zealand West only lost this year is to Whitehall too. So
Yeah,
I mean, they've played a good schedule and they've had some pretty good games. So it's a hard one to predict. I really don't know, but right now that offense for Unity Christian, until I see it get stopped, it's gonna be hard to pick against them. That's for sure.
Yeah, and obviously Zealand West offense is really good
It's
too.
always good, no matter what.
Yes.
It's gonna be a great one.
Yes. Okay, third one. We are going to
Muskegon versus Mona Shores.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
The
yes.
Battle of Muskegon.
I'm excited for this
The
one,
Big
too.
Reds and the Sailors.
I've been like the Mona Shores beat reporter. You guys have probably seen me a few
You have
times.
been-
I think I've had them 3 out of the 5
Every
weeks.
time we
We've
get
had
what
some-
games we're covering, I see Andy. Oh, Mona Shores.
Yeah,
Oh, Mona
that's
Shores.
been quite often.
What? They're playing in Byron Center? Andy, go to Byron Center. Mona Shores.
Yeah, I know. No matter what, wherever they go, I go. Even if it is local. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
But yeah, I was at that game, and wow, what a game that was!
never really-
Just
yeah.
absolutely incredible. I was going to talk about it during this
Okay,
segment
perfect.
just because it makes sense. but-
100%. What a great win by Byron Center.
Mona Shores had this crazy season. I mean, they've been going back and forth. They have a lot of talent on that team. Tamarian Stewart is just an absolute beast at running back. I mean, he was ranked in the top 10. I think he could have been ranked in the top 5. He's so good. But yeah, no, last week it goes against Byron Center. They end up having a really, really tough loss. When it kind of looked like they were going to have a win, they kept coming back and taking scores. But Byron Center, man, they just you probably know the running back's name. I'm forgetting it right now.
Yeah, it's
just he's unbelievable. What I was
Oh my
takes
gosh.
takes
Cam.
yeah
I
Cam.
can't think of his last
that's
name,
it,
though.
Yeah, but he
Wow,
the
it's
snaps
escaping me.
the snaps he takes and then just runs through everybody.
Yeah,
is
he's the
just
Wildcat.
just so impressive, like how they get that done every single time. Even when teams know it's coming, it's so hard to defend that. And they were able to get it done time and time again by the goal line. Kind of came down to this overtime where they did the same exact thing, scored another touchdown. I think he had to have had 4 or 5 in that game. I'm not sure in the exact count, but all my highlights were basically him scoring a touchdown. And then Mona Shores this chance on a 4th down, they throw an interception to lose the game. So it definitely was a tough finish for them on the road, and just a really interesting matchup. Like I like how those two teams played each other here because they've both been so good with their programs the past few years. So. Yeah, that was a really good one. Obviously, Muskegon, they're back to 3-2 after the 0-2 start. You kind of were wondering, like, is this gonna actually like be another problem for them, like 2 years in a row? Well, they're back and they're giving themselves a chance, and you know that Shane and that team wants to get this win on their resume. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm very curious to see how Mona Shores does respond. Right, you have a disappointing loss like that to a Byron Center team that you were so amped up for because they knocked you out of the season. They ended your season last year in the playoffs, right? So I felt like Mona Shores had so much momentum, and not necessarily momentum, but has had so much to play for in that
no
Byron
doubt.
Center game. And obviously Byron Center, played very well to beat them. But so I'm very curious about how Matt Koziak and his team is going to respond against a very good Muskegon team.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give Matt a lot of credit too. The teams they've played this year have been very tough. They've had a couple challenging opponents from not around the area either. So, I mean, it's just and Muskegon obviously does the same thing. They've had trouble even finding some opponents that want to play them. So, yeah, it's this is gonna be a great one. These teams are probably a lot better than their record even says. So I'm excited for it.
Good. Hey, let's do this. Something new. I didn't even tell you we were going to do this.
Oh, great.
Let's predict. Give me a winner and score of each spotlight game.
Okay.
All right. Let's start. Rockford and.
Oh man, that's
Rockford, Huntsville.
they're tough ones to
I'm
pick
throwing
too.
you on the spot here.
No, if I had to guess, I'm gonna take Rockford to get it done, just because I like the momentum and the way they're going right now.
Okay.
I do think the game stays closer than some people might think, because I think if you were to pick a blowout, it probably would be Rockford. But
Yeah.
no, I think it stays close. I'm gonna go 28-13. I'll go Rockford.
Okay,
Wins it.
okay.
They pull away a little bit at the end.
Okay, I'm going to go Hudsonville 24-21.
Okay.
I think they get a big road win, and they,
This is why I wanted to surprise me. This is great stuff right here. We can't agree on it.
put themselves in a position to win another OK Red Hudsonville with the win. So
For sure.
All right, Unity Christian.
That's a tough one to pick. I do think Zealand West gives some problems to Unity's offense for the first time this week. But at the end of the day, I love what Unity's been able to do over the past few years. I picked against them a couple times in the past. I'm not going to do it this time. I think they get the job done. I think I'm gonna go 42 to 24. Something like that. I think they get it done.
Yeah, I like Uni as well. I like them to put up some points as well in this one.
Keep that double-digit streak alive. That's what I'm going with.
We're gonna go 40 to 40-21.
Okay.
All right, 40-21 for that game. And then the last one, Muskegon and Mona Shores.
This is the toughest one to pick of the week. Both teams need so bad. They both have so much talent. I'm gonna roll with the Big Reds. I think I'm gonna go with it. It's really tough to pick. I love the talent that Mona Shores have. I love both coaches in this game, but I just think Muskegon is going to find a way to get it done in the outside with a little bit more speed on that team, and they'll be able to get it done and stop. If they can stop Tamari and Stewart, I think they can win this game. So I think they'll be able to do it and win it closely. Final score, probably like 28-27, something crazy
Okay,
at the
good
end where somebody wins.
All right, we're going to go against each other again. I'm going to pick Mona Shores in this one. I do think they kind of bounce back from the loss against Byron Center and come out with a narrow victory, and I'm going to go 31-28 Sailors. So, all right, new thing I just sprung up on Andy, but I think we're going to start doing little predictions every week. So, like I said, thanks again for joining us. Looking forward to a great weekend of football. We'll talk to you soon.